Anyway, that's Jake Krulin. Ben Krulin is in this chat. That is Jake from NorCal. I figured we'd have like a special event night or something. I don't know. Where we'd have somebody else come in here and I don't know, talk about paintball stuff. He brought a bunch of old cool paintball stuff. That's who that is. This chat delays like 15 seconds. Yeah. So if we're both looking at this chat, it takes a while.
Hey, thanks, Luke. I appreciate the sub.
We, Valken code. Yeah, Valken codes, like I said previously, I did not order them in time. I did not get into the first shipment, so we should have codes next week because Valken got them today. So, yeah.
Just want to give a shout. Hey, Bobby. It's not Ben, but hey, Bobby. Bobby's one of my favorite people. She's like number 2 or 3. Bobby is my brother's wife. She's awesome. She is the brains behind NorCal Paintball.
Top 10.
Yes, Sheldon, it is Jake from NorCal.
Her top 10 favorite people.
Christopher, you are awesome.
Epic beard. People like beards. My dog Link does not like the beard.
Link does not like the beard. Link loves me, but is scared of the beard.
Yeah. Takes him a minute. He's like, who's that guy behind that beard? And he barks for a while, and yeah.
And then he comes up and licks my hand. Because he knows that I probably have meat on them.
So here's a Colin. Colin asks this common question. First Strike, Hero, or Ninja SL? For certain Ninja tanks, the First Strike / Gorilla tanks are absolutely awful, so don't buy those. Yeah, that's the answer. Where's Jen? I don't know where Jen's at. I called Jen recently. She didn't answer her phone, so... I don't know.
Personally, I prefer Ninja tanks over any other tanks. They're the best tanks. The tanks are all pretty similar. The regulator is the most important part, and I think Ninja makes the best regulators. And if you have the money to get a Ninja, do it. Dynasty's using the First Strike tank, so it's got to be good. But I have not used one personally, so I can't. Brad says no, so...
And it's not like, I think the appeal of these First Strike tanks for people is that they're like $20 cheaper, but I feel like in the long run, over the course of like 3 years, you're just gonna have problems. So you're gonna have to get the thing serviced or replaced when you should just spend the extra 20 or 30 bucks and just buy a tank and a regulator that's gonna last you years to come.
Here's a good question. Hi Diesel Dude, whoever you are, I'm not sure who you are. Gotcha, Kanan. But where'd it go? What is your favorite gun for 400 and why is it the Etha 2?
Yep. So see the like whiteboard right there? I'm looking in the other camera. I just figured we'd put that on the whiteboard right here. I'll just get up. Because that is easily the
already got the first
common question that people ask me, so we're just gonna leave that. Junior Brown, thank you. I assume it's Junior, either Junior or Gina, one of you two. But BlackFridayPaintball.com is a reputable company.
So I am not getting 1 quid of the 2 quid that you donated.
I don't know, we never talked about that. Plus I don't get it for like 3 months. And it's not even really $2. It's really like $1.20. So yeah, we'll split the, what? 70 cents? Oh, Jen's here. Timeout.
Hi, Jen.
No comment. Anyway, Jake, stuttering. Jen made me nervous. Jake brought some old cool paintball stuff. So we're gonna have like a show and tell, old school paintball time. And
old school paintball ruined my life.
Yeah.
All right.
So, old paintball stuff.
All right, so first thing I got is the first paintball gun that, it's not really a paintball gun. My brother and I got these Christmas morning 1987. I was 12, he was 7. Gotcha gun. This is a piece of crap. It is the worst paintball gun ever. You do this, has a little disc that you put in here. You had to actually soak the little paint pellets. They weren't balls. Oh, and you had to soak them for a long time. So like Ben says like 5 hours. Yeah, pretty much like sponges or those little things that you put in the capsules and they grow. And then you close it. You can either do it this way or you can do it this way. It's a little bit loud. Then you have to hold this button in with your thumb because if not, it won't shoot. But then you
somehow works.
Do that. And the first shot, it went, boo. Second shot, like, went through the privacy fence. These were not safe. They were dangerous. We played with them maybe twice. And I was like, that is crap. I will never play this sport again. And little did I know that, how long, 30 years later? Holy crap. Still playing paintball. But that was 1987. Now, the first paintball marker that was played with in the first paintball game in 1981 or 83 in New Hampshire. Nelspot. This is a bolt action. You might be able to see that right here. Get down against the blue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You do this, you shoot it. It's got a quick change for 12 grams.
Does it work?
Yeah, it does. It does.
What about the hole in the grips?
The hole is actually a quick change. It's like the battle grip or something. You put the 12 gram in there, screw that in.
Oh, okay.
And it goes, and you do this. And you can tell old school players who played with these because they'll have a scar here. Because they would do that.
I have heard about this.
But you would screw that in, shoot your 15 shots or so, then you'd unscrew it, turn it over, drop the 12 gram out, put another one in. So that's that one. Now,
Jason Faring, that's a good thank you super chat. That's pretty good. So Jason gave $2.58. That equals £2. That's the exchange rate.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Jeremy changed his username. He's on his DJ channel. So Jeremy is a DJ. He is DJ'd. I don't know, San Diego at one point. I know he said that. So check out Jeremy's DJ channel. Thank you. Back to old school paintball.
Yeah.
Time.
Right. So we got, most people think this is a PGP. This is not a PGP. A PGP stood for something like paint gun pump or something like that. Palmer or
PGP, yeah, what does this stand for?
something pump. But it's made by Sheridan.
Pursuit Games? No.
Something like that.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm not that old. But it had a pump here. This one, you pump by pulling this back. Then you had to push it forward, hold your thumb on it.
That's like the original one.
Yeah, these are like 1984.
God,
somewhere
man.
there. So you pull this back, and you had to hold your thumb here, or else if you didn't, you'd shoot, and it would shoot back some, you'd lose half your velocity. So you're
kind of like the new pump guns. So you still have to kind of hold them forward.
So then has a 10-round tube on top. Don't ever point the gun right at your face like I just did. Have a 10-round tube right there, and you put your 10 paintballs in there. You got your 12 gram. This doesn't take forever. So you shoot your 15, 20 shots with this 12 gram. Take it, drop it out, put another 12 gram in. Then you got to go through the whole process again. Anyway, I'm not going to finish it because that'll be the entire hour. Push that forward, hold it. So yeah, that is
paintball.
old school.
In other words, paintball guns are better now.
Slightly.
A little bit.
Little bit. Now this is the first paintball mass manufactured marker for paintball. This is a Splatmaster. It's plastic. These got me back into playing pub. Hey Link, how you doing, buddy? Hey.
He was
loves me.
pawing. He was pawing at my leg.
This though is a Splatmaster. Comes with a nice, cool holster, and actually
that
this
holster is really kind of cool.
It is, and it says the survival game on it.
That's like old school, like.
That's what it was
like
actually.
German camo or something like that.
Yeah, it is.
It's pretty cool.
But the paintball was actually known as the survival game. Bob Guernsey was the guy who actually started. This is, don't worry about this. This is not a working marker, but it's kind of broken. But you would take a 10-round tube, put it in the top, push it down until it came to this little window, and you'd only do it till it stopped there because Ben took these out to Paintball Jungle about 8 months ago, had about 10 of them, and we'll play with them. Put your 12 gram in here. I shoved the 10-round tube in here, and you cock it by pushing that. These, you cannot hit a car from about 20 feet. Stationary car. But they're really fun. But yeah, I put it all the way down there, and the 10-round tube slid all the way down into it and blocked the window. So I'm like, it's not working, it's shooting air. And then Ben's like, oh, you pushed the tube too far. But that got me back into playing pump paintball about 8 months ago, and I've bought like 6 pump guns since then.
I kind of like the cool double trigger hand holster thing.
Very, very innovative.
I don't know. It's innovative. It's so innovative that no one ever did it again.
Exactly. I think it was a patent issue.
Yeah, right.
So play with that one. Pump it and see how it.
So I've got 2 of these though.
Oh, the PGs?
They both don't work though. They're in like parts. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you pull this back.
I know, but
But
oh, you gotta have.
oh
it.
yeah, it's got a little safety on it. You just gotta pull it back until it clicks, and then push forward and hold your thumb on it. And just, yeah.
I guess you could push it and then hold it.
Yeah. Gangster style, straight up.
Freaking old ass paintball gun stuff. So people
is
still ask like, while we're doing this, Mini GS Proto Rise Max. Mini GS. I did a review on the Mini GS. Just go check that out. Also a review on the Proto Rise Max. So you can watch both of those, maybe compare the two, and then figure it out.
Bomax, who's that? What's his name?
Matt.
Matt. Tell people to buy the Survival Game Manual by Atwell. Actually, we have one at our store that's actually autographed. It's a book about paintball. Paintball started out in New Hampshire. Some guys got together with these again because these were for the forestry department. They started out shooting trees and cattle and stuff like that. And I'm sure a couple jackasses are like, hey, Bob, boom. Oh, man, hey, I'm going to shoot you back. So that's how paintball actually got started. So we got to thank the jackass gods for allowing people to do this. But
yeah, the idiots that were like, "Hey, shoot me with that thing."
And the story exactly. Oh, I bet you I can. The story goes that there were 12 people got together and they said, "Hey, who would win like an apocalypse? Someone who's street smart, someone who's a country boy, someone who's
a
really good athlete." Yeah. And it turns out they had 12 people. They had 12 flags set up, and the object was to get the flag, not shoot people. The winner of the game, the first game of paintball ever, did not shoot a single person, and I don't think it shot a single paintball. They just went and got the flags.
For sure. Yeah.
Which that's the object of the game.
Point of it.
But Bob Guernsey was one of the main guys, and he had this book. He copyrighted.
Copyrighted.
Yeah, it's copyrighted.
Yeah.
Copyrighted.
I think so. Copywritten.
Copywritten.
I don't know.
He had the copyright on the survival game. So he called paintball, he didn't call it paintball, it was called the survival game. Because who's going to survive? And so Nelspot, Nelson Company and Nelspot and everything, they licensed it to them and they created it. So we do have at our store in Vacaville a copy of the survival game handbook. And it's actually autographed by Bob Guernsey, who passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But the founder of this game that we all love.
Bob Guernsey is important to paintball.
Very much. Without him, it would have been several years later or several weeks later.
Yeah, several weeks later. It
several
would have been
hours.
Mike Erickson.
Yeah. Now this. Let's see if anybody knows what this is. Wait, this way. Okay.
I don't know. I know who made it.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it.
This. We'll give you a hint.
No one's going to guess.
It's Sacramento.
There's like 2 people that might know.
It's a place here in Sacramento.
Not a TIP.
This is a Sheridan product, but it was all done by a place here. And they also made...
It's going to weigh like 9 pounds. God, these feel so good though.
Feel this one.
Like the quality of their products
are
just like really good.
Brass.
Yeah.
Brass, if you get a brass barrel, it's heavy. But it's going to be probably the best shooting barrel you've ever had. It's self-lubricating, self-cleaning. You shoot a couple times and it's clean as a whistle.
We don't talk about barrels that much here.
Yeah, that's true. But now, the cousin to this one is this one.
Yeah.
But look at that, double barrel.
Look at that, isn't that cool?
That's a nasty
Typhon.
Typhon.
Something in my eye. Does this work?
Yeah, I've actually played with this one here. It's a little hard on paint, so you don't want to use like a Hellfire or something. Yeah, it's not an Empire Sniper, Sam Schultz. It is a silver gun, but it is not with a pump. That is just a handle. It does not pump. This is a semi-auto, and it's got a vertical feed for the air. What was it about?
So, in reality, aren't these just autocockers?
They're essentially autocockers. They got pneumatics to push the pistons and all that stuff, and I don't know all the details.
Not Airgun. Airgun did not make these. Did you say who made these?
Not yet.
No.
It's a place here in Sacramento.
That person got it.
Yep, someone got it right.
Someone else might have, but we're not really paying attention.
Anthony Haro got it also, but he was late.
Anthony's an idiot.
I love Anthony.
I'm just joking.
He's one of my favorite ball breakers. He's one of my top 5 people who are on ball breakers.
top 5. Anthony makes it into my top 100 people I've met at a paintball field.
J Camp, it's not but or.
But or we should get let's not have like a who made the autococker debate.
Because nobody really knows. Palmer's. Well, we'll go ahead and say Palmer's Pursuit Shop.
Yeah.
Palmer's Pursuit Shop. Everybody's getting it now. Palmer's Pursuit Shop in Sacramento. Glenn Palmer is one of the most important people in paintball. His son Craig, not so much. No. Craig's a great guy. I'm just jealous because he's at Super Game right now up in Oregon with a guy named Mitch Gaynor, who coincidentally several months ago won the MVP at a scenario game without firing a single paintball all weekend.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah, he's going up with a knife and stabbing people.
That's just crazy to me. Stabbing people with a knife at a paintball at a big game.
Yeah.
Weird.
Going to be a big game this Saturday at Davis. I plan on being there.
He will be there. I won't. Is it this weekend?
It's the first Saturday of every month.
I guess so. It is this weekend. I won't be there.
I plan on being there.
You can go harass him. He'll be there.
I'll be there.
He's kind of hard to miss.
Except for on the paintball field. Because cat like reflexes.
Wait.
So, now, back in the day, paintball started out with things called 12 grams that you see with your BB guns. They're little, about like that tall, and they hold CO2. And you get about 25, 30 shots out of it. This is a quick change. You do this. And it's not super quick, but back then this was actually quick. Dump it out, screw back on. I'm not going to bother with that. This is a 6-pack.
Oh yeah.
We've got a couple of these. These are actually in excellent condition. These are worth
anywhere
from $200 to $500.
Yeah.
And it's even got the sticker on it. But what it did, you put 12 grams in here, and you screwed this into the back of the marker. This one, you'd have to screw it that way. But back in the day, all tournaments, you had to play with 12 grams. And this actually, I was talking to Ben, my brother, Ben Krulin, Ben from NorCal, and this ruined its own self. Because I think it was the Nashville Open around 1987 or so. Don't quote me on that, but this is Airgun Designs. I'm 99% sure. It's got the same kind of font and everything on their stuff. But yeah, Airgun Designs right there. Very good. Who said that?
Someone said it was.
Zach Hurling.
Zach.
Man. These though, they screwed onto the back and they made 1,000 of them, I think, for this tournament. And the first day they took it down there and they sold out. It's like, crap, we got to make more. So they went back to their shop, they pieced some together, took them back and sold them all. And they're like, holy cow. Hey, thanks, Bo Max. And so anyway, they sold them all. And then the tournaments were all like, hey, these things work so well, they're so fast, why don't we just go ahead and say you can do constant air? So they made themselves obsolete, and that's why there aren't very many of them. And they're really popular for people who play stock class, and you just pop that lever out.
Constant air being just a tank.
Yeah.
Like people called compressed air and CO2 back in the day constant air, just because you didn't have to change it. You had constant air.
Yeah. It was just a tank on the bottom. Like this one has a vertical. You screw the tank in here. And it just holds up like that. Do you have a tank? Because I'm going to tell this story that was the funniest thing I've ever seen on a paintball.
What kind of tank do you want?
An empty one. So anyway, I'll wait till Brad gets back. But that's what this is. This is a Palmer. I can't even think of the name of this. Because it was actually made by Sheridan Palmer. Got the smallest tank.
I got the weirdest one I could.
So screw this on, and this is how you would run tanks or run markers.
68 caliber.
Yes. That is something that people saw all the time. And in fact, when I play with my Phantom, it's got a vertical setup, and half the time it doesn't have a bottom line on it, and I'll put my tank on it, and it'll look almost like this. So anyway, my brother, we had a paintball field called Ballistic Ben's in Poplar Bluff, Missouri from 96 to 97. He was 15 years old.
In the country.
Yeah, in the sticks.
Flyover state.
It was like in the country of the country. I don't think airplanes are even allowed to fly over. They're like, what's that thing? So anyway, my brother and I, we were reffing. And this kid, the Spider Compact was similar to this, except for the tank was down here. It had a cocking knob on this side.
Yeah.
So he'd lost the knob. And he's like, my gun's not working. So my brother runs over there. He's like, what happened? He was like, my gun's not working. Oh, you're missing your cocking rod. And so he's like, well, can I fix it? He goes, you just got to cock it back here. I'll find, you've got a stick, and goes like this, and pushes it, and the deal goes spin, stops here, kick back far enough, goes pop, pop, shoots him twice with the barrel in his armpit. And he starts, whoa, screaming. So I run over there. I was like, what happened? What happened? He tells me, oh, I did this and this and this. I was like, game on! I just started laughing. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen in paintball. Love you, Ben. But yeah. So that is why vertical adapters, if you have one, don't hold it by the bottle. Hold it up here.
Really?
Well,
I would always
if you're
sure. Oh, that's true. You can like totally unscrew it though.
So
I would always hold it like that. It just got damn. This thing is so heavy.
Yeah.
I would always hold it like that. Although I don't think I would use this huge monster tank on here if I was to use that setup.
Oh no, you have to use that, and then two big like.
I'd probably use like a 20 ounce,
VL2000,
a 12 ounce CO2 tank. Damn, I want this.
The nasty Typhon, it's sweet.
These are expensive.
Yeah, it was like $900.
You can still buy these new. Like Palmer's will actually make these for people.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, set up like that is probably $900.
If you get a chance to get one, they shoot amazingly well. They don't shoot anything like a new paintball gun, so don't think that it's going to be like an LV1 or a GO or anything like that.
You have to use two hoppers with this though. You can't just use.
You can use one, but it's only going to shoot one paintball.
It wastes air.
Yeah, and it's not going to be
so
nearly
it
as
actually
efficient.
shoots.
And most places won't allow this.
Really?
Because the insurance says one pull, one ball.
Oh.
But this shoots so much slower than any paintball marker. I mean, you get the...
Yeah, you're like dink, dink.
You get an Azodin
dink,
Blitz, and
dink,
it's going to outshoot
dink.
that 5 times.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see.
The Blitz be electric. It's got like full auto and stuff.
I like these right here. These... Gotta take my glasses off. These are some old cool goggles.
I'm sorry if you're asking questions in chat and we're not really answering because this is like a special edition of a live stream. So sorry. Maybe we'll answer questions in a little bit. Just let's do this for
We're paintball quiz time. We'll quiz them about it.
My grandpa's calling me. I'll talk to him later.
Okay.
Sorry, Grandpa, if you're watching.
Hi,
You're
Grandpa.
probably not. He's 94. He's probably not watching.
It could be. These though are Vents Predator goggles.
Those are brand new.
Yeah, these I don't think they've ever been worn on a field. They
Look at that. That's
protection.
actually really cool.
Yeah.
I missed that. The buckle.
Yeah.
I remember that. So that's where like your E-Flex and like E-Vent goggle frames got, their name from.
And this almost covers my beard. They're really breathable. I mean, they've got big vents in them. The good thing is you can breathe and you can hear and you can talk. The bad thing, you get shot here, you get paint all in your face and shells and stuff like that. Because these holes are a lot bigger.
Oh yeah, it's all open right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
Damn,
but it's very
let
breathable.
me see this. I want to put this thing on.
Yeah.
I want to wear this.
I wouldn't wear it on the field because I think those lenses are about 25 years old. But it looks awesome. That needs to be your new avatar. Paintball ruin my goggles.
So should I wear this? I think we should do a review on this, and then everyone asking me like, should I get the vents, Predator vents, or should I get the whatever I5?
The I1. Those are pretty badass. So what is the point of that mask?
And no, you don't have to like super chat to be a mod. I just feel that like, I don't know. One day I just made 3 people mods. He's a mod. In the
I'm
chat,
a mod.
and he's never done a super chat.
I'm sorry.
So no, you don't have to be.
I know.
You don't have to like. And maybe you have done a super chat. I don't know, but that's not why people are mods. They're mods because they've been regulars around here, and I know some other people have, but I don't. I shouldn't make like 30 people moderators. There should be a couple.
River Johnson, my setup. I've got several. The one that I play with the most, I mean, almost exclusively. I've got a CCMS 6, it's a pump gun. It's fantastic, I freaking love it. I don't need it, but I use my Spire on it just because I like the Spire and it has a perfect spot for my GoPro camera. On the front of it, it's flat, I can mount it. It's a little loud, it's like, and it's always, people are always saying, man, it's so loud, you need to turn that off. But it gets a great view, there's nothing blocking it. And I have a Ninja SL68 tank. They're the best tanks in the world. And paintballs, I try to use the best paint I can afford. I'll either use Hellfire, which is $75 paint, but I'm shooting pumps, so if I shoot a bag of paint, which is $500, that's shooting quite a bit. Especially if I use my Phantom, I've got a couple Phantoms, and if I shoot 300 paintballs in a day.
The Phantoms are a little bit harder on paint though, right?
That's right. I use about $60 paint in that.
Yeah.
I do not use Hellfire in that because I've tried it. One time I took it out and used Hellfire and HK exclusive.
So
and it was
like,
just like
3-star, 4 stars.
3-star Drax's Silver is a paint that I really like. Drax's Silver. It marks really, really well. Flies straight. And I mean, it's just a good product. It's consistent. Valken Graffiti. Anything that a field has, as long as they keep it.
Valken paint. Yeah, Valken's always good.
Valken's, in my opinion, is the most consistent paint. Dallas predictions for both Jake and Brad. I predict that we're not going.
Here's my Dallas predictions. We did this last live stream.
He likes the home team.
Maybe I got rid of it. I don't know. I think I might have deleted that image from my desktop computer. Let's see here. We'll just put that on the screen. See, what's kind of cool about this is like Jake and I have very different paintball like backgrounds and all kinds of stuff. And I think I deleted it. So, yep, nope. Anyway, my Dallas prediction is I think AC Dallas is going to win Dallas. That's what I hope, at least. AC Dallas, Impact, Dynasty, Ironman, Infamous. Yeah, but Jake and I have completely different things. Like, right, like I'm all into tournament paintball and like the tournament side of it. And then he's definitely more scenario rec oriented, we'll say, like pump guns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think you really play MagFed. I think
I've played a little bit,
but
I've played a little bit. I had a Tipppmann TIPX that was famous for its aerodynamic.
Oh yeah.
it wasn't working, and I was like, "This is crap." We were playing a game of games.
Yeah.
Brad has it on video.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working. I was shooting first strike rounds, and the mag. It wasn't the Tipppmann's fault. It was the magazine was flipping the mags or flipping the first strike rounds and just not doing anything. So I took it, and we're like, yeah, and I threw it like 30, 40 feet.
Leaving.
Because I knew that it wasn't going to break. It's a Tipppmann. It's going to take the beating.
But it's made of plastic.
Yeah, but it's still, it's just freaking amazing. And I want to throw away there. Got it.
Sorry.
Oh, thanks, DJ. Appreciate it.
Beard.
Now, I saw a paintball noob ask a question about what do we mean by harder on paint. Paint has a bunch of different properties. The cheaper the paint, typically the harder the shell and the little bit thinner of a shell fill, so it's not going to mark as much. But it's going to be bouncing off of people a lot. You shoot an Infinity, a Valken Infinity, it's going to bounce 30-40% of the time maybe.
Matters where you shoot people.
Yeah, and it depends where you hit them. If you hit them in the goggles, you hit them on the pack, but if you hit them in the arm, a lot of times it's going to bounce, especially from 25, 30 yards. If you shoot something like Hellfire that costs $75 as opposed to $40, you're looking at going ding and breaking. And big, bright, I mean, it's going to make a spot about that big, while Infinity's going to make a spot about that big. So you can see it from across the field. You really don't want to use high-end paint in a Tipppmann. You don't want to use it in a Spider. We tell people all the time as they come into our store and buy a Tipppmann and they're wanting to buy paint, we steer them to the Valken Infinity, the GI 1-star, stuff like that. HK Select, the cheaper brands, because it's not going to break into marker. They're going to have a higher output pressure. The Tipppmanns and the Spiders and stuff, it's going to have a higher output pressure, and it's literally going to hit the ball.
Harder on paint.
Yeah. So that's what we mean by harder on paint.
Yeah, it's just the Tipppmanns and Spiders and like a Zoden guns, the cheaper stuff, that beginner entry-level stuff, works at really like 800 PSI. Whereas like higher end guns, like the, I don't know, Planet Eclipse high end guns or like the Proto Rise are at about 150 PSI. So that pressure is just considerably softer. So you have like that softer, 150 PSI versus 800 hitting that paintball.
Exactly. Now Freddie the Ref asked, what about shooting the ref in the hand? That's all I'm going to say about that.
I don't know. Don't diss Infinity. No, Infinity is great. I think that Infinity is, at this point, easily the best inexpensive paintball. Yep. It is harder, but that's kind of the point of it. The point of it is it's hard, so it can go through anything.
Yeah.
Like he was saying, people just looking to buy paintballs, Infinity's great because it'll work in a 98, it'll work in a CS1, it'll work in a Phantom, it'll work in anything.
If I had a field and I'm renting out my paintball markers, I don't want to clean 500 paintball markers every single weekend. I'm using Infinity because it will not break into guns unless somebody smashes it against a wall. Infinity is great for what it is. For tournament paint, it's crap. You're not going to get many eliminations with it because it's going to bounce. But it is, for what it is excellent paint for a field grade paint. But it's not nearly as good as the Hellfire, or Drax's Silver, Drax's Gold, GI 1-star, or 1-star is about the same. But 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, there's just no comparison.
Yeah.
So, he doesn't have to apologize to me. Just don't use profane language, and because you might get banned again.
Who? What?
Wasn't that David Lowe that got banned?
David's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I've banned David before.
Oh, okay, that's the guy. He's the guy I sent you that picture of that was wearing a shirt at the scenario game, Paintball Room of Life.
Good.
And the next game of games, what would I use? What would I use for the next game of games? I'm going to use either... Okay, what I do...
Paint-wise?
Yeah. I'm going to use my CCM S6. But paint-wise, what I actually do, I work at a paintball store. My brother owns it. I don't even use the discount, really. What I do is I wait until someone drops a bag of paint that's really high dollar paint that's like $25 a bag, and then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to sell it to a customer there, so I'll take it and pay the cost of it. Yeah. I'll take 15 minutes wiping it all off, making sure it's all clean and doesn't have broken shell in it, and that's what I use.
Yeah, I use all that same thing. I use all the like bad leftover stuff, you know. So it's kind of hard when people ask what paint I use. I'm like, I don't know. All the old stuff that's broken? Just because someone's got to do something with it. We don't have to throw it away.
Yeah, so we either chrono guns with it, because my brother, he takes all our markers, and I mean, God, we got anywhere from 60 to 100 markers, because paintball markers are not fun to work on.
I don't like it either.
I don't do it. I'm just like, no. The bearded beauty is, I don't know, but I have a beard. I don't know if I'm a bearded beauty, but I appreciate it.
But that's Jake Krulin. That's true. No one comes here right from the beginning, so that's Jake Krulin, Jake from NorCal.
Yes.
And he happens to also work at NorCal Paintball in Vacaville, California. Yeah. If you missed it, we did whatever.
Oh yeah, I got more stuff. I got more stuff.
Time.
I got more stuff, but I don't want to ignore everybody. But Sizik Chaos, I feel like Jake runs down the field wearing America and screams, "Raise hell, praise Dale." I'm assuming that's Dale Earnhardt. I do not like NASCAR at all.
Or Dale, like...
Dale Gribble.
I think of Dale, when I hear the word Dale, I think of Dale from King of the Hill.
Dale Gribble.
Is it Dale Gribble? I don't know.
Dale Gribble. I like Boomhauer more. He's dang old.
Jake does have a drive back. It's about an hour.
Yeah.
To get here.
And I don't know. I might have to go. I'll have to drive through Davis again. That took about 45 minutes on the way up here. Oh, Davis is the worst.
If you would love to play a scenario with Jake, where is the next scenario?
The next scenario is actually this weekend at Super Game in Oregon, but I'm not going to be there.
Oh, well, yeah.
The next one around here is Memorial Day weekend. It's lockdown scenarios. They do a great job.
Shooters?
It's scheduled to be at Shooters in Nicholas. It's a great field. It had a lot of water damage. There should be completely back to normal by then. But it's going to be at Shooters, and then June 19th through the 21st at Combat Zone Fatal Scenarios is putting on a game. And they're about $100, $120, but it's like you get a case of paint, you get 2 or 3 days of play. So Friday night, if you want to play, you get camping a couple nights. It's really a great bang for your buck. Living Legends, I'm going to Living Legends. In fact, I'm giving out one free pass to Living Legends, which is in 2 weeks. You have to subscribe to Brad's channel. You have to subscribe to Paintball Ruin My Life. And you have to subscribe to Jake from NorCal. And then I'll be posting a video in the next day or so saying, hey, this is what it's going to be. But you have to be a subscriber to both of them. I'm not going to give it away to somebody who's not a subscriber.
In other words, that is Jake's in the chat. I just posted a link to that guy's
Jake from NorCal
YouTube channel.
Bomax. I would love to come to EMR. I want to go to EMR. I want to go to.
I don't even know what that is.
It's they have Blues game. Blues
Castle
Conquest.
Okay. I know, like,
in
I've
Pennsylvania.
heard of it, and I don't know.
I don't know exactly where in Pennsylvania, but there's also one in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania that's kind of well known, Skirmish USA.
Oh, yeah, Skirmish.
I'd love to go out to one of those games out there. New Milford, that's where it is what he says. EMR is, I mean, it's been around forever. When we had our field from 96 to 97, we always heard about those kind of fields, and especially like Skirmish USA in Pennsylvania.
That's coffee. That's coffee, Garrett. Thank you.
This is a man's drink.
Yeah, but that's like,
That is iced tea.
that's vodka.
I
Don't
wish.
lie. That's vodka.
It's Pedialyte and Sailor Jerry.
Okay.
But Hell Survivors in Michigan is another one I'd like to hit up. My brother and I...
No VCOM review. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were saying Hell Survivors. One of the most fun games I played in, the first scenario game really I played in, completed this in June for Game of Bones. Where's Game of Bones? I'm assuming that's EMR. Excuse me.
I don't know.
My brother and I played in the second D-Day game, and not too much ice, Freddie. It's perfect ice. We played in the second D-Day game in Oklahoma. Unsweet tea with extra ice.
That's why he
Not
has all his
sweet.
teeth.
Got most
Mine
of
are
them.
falling out, though.
How many tattoos do I have? 0. But we played in the second D-Day game, and there were 317 people. And we're like, this is amazing, the biggest paintball game ever. It's not going to get any bigger. And they had over 5,000 a few years ago. So 317 is nothing for that game. But it's in June. It's around D-Day, June 6th.
Hot.
About 312 degrees.
That's not too bad.
No.
I mean, the surface of the sun's still hotter.
Like 12 degrees hotter. I mean, the humidity, though, the sun is not nearly as humid.
That's true.
So you get the humidity, the rattlesnakes. You get thunderstorms like crazy. Pretty much every summer in Oklahoma are thunderstorms. But yeah, that's
So do we? I know in Chicago, there's Living Legends. Are they still doing Dead Legends out here?
They're supposed to be.
This year?
That's DJ Hanu Fox is the guy who puts it on. He works for CPX, and they had it at West Coast Paintball last October.
Yeah.
And they're planning on having it here. West Coast is a really big field. It's one of the only fields around here that could handle numbers of 400, 500, 600.
15,000 is what I heard.
15,000?
No.
20,000. Come on. They had a 380 or something like that, I think.
That's not bad, and the weather was awful that weekend. So.
Well, the Saturday was great. I got up there about 10 o'clock Saturday night. It was pouring rain until I left on Sunday.
Yeah, it rained all day Sunday for that event. There were only like 100 people there, 80 people there maybe on Sunday.
Maybe.
It was not as good.
In a field that big, you have to have the 300 or 400, or you're walking around forever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a lot of walking. There are a lot of hills up there, but it's a really good field. They've got some really cool deals up there, so check out West Coast Paintball if you're in the area.
West Coast Adventure Paintball Park.
E-Tech or G-Tech? I like a spool. I'll go with a G-Tech.
Okay. I like a G-Tech. I would say G-Tech.
For $550, yeah, that's exactly what the price is.
$549.95.
You paid too much. You pay $550. Give me my Nickelback.
Yeah, right.
Nickelback. That's Brad's favorite band.
Brad, have you done a Vanquish review? No. How does it reliability, sorta, compare to a Planet Eclipse marker? The Planet Eclipse guns are more reliable, and I know I have not done a Vanquish review. Out of all the typical spool valve guns like the Vanquish or like Lux or whatever, I would choose the Vanquish, but I'm still choosing Planet Eclipse guns. So, yeah.
I noticed that Black Friday Paintball answered to Brandon, the Ether 2 can shoot high-end paint. If you guys have questions and some of these people answer, if Black Friday answers, listen to him. He's been around for...
Yeah, longer than me.
Since before paintball started. I think he started in 1977.
Before paintball.
But it was over in England, so it doesn't really count because it was on the right-hand side of the road and all this stuff. But listen to him. He's got good information. If he tells you something, he's not lying to you. He knows what he's talking about, so listen to Black Friday. And most of the people, that's one thing I like about this chat, is you have people who jump in and answer questions.
Which is helpful because it's hard for us or me to constantly be reading the chat. Because it's not exciting for anyone if we just sit here and we're like, yes.
And if you're ever in the Modesto area, Modesto, California is where we are in case you're around the world.
Well, not Modesto.
Or
Northern California, we'll say.
Yeah. check out.
I don't live in Modesto.
No, but I was going to say check out Junior's field. Check out Extreme Paintball. I don't live in Modesto.
I thought you were
either.
trying to say I lived in Modesto.
No. I thought Jake would have American flag tattoo on his butt cheek. Left cheek? No. That'd be right in the middle. Kyle Spica on the stream. Oh, that was Kyle Spica.
No, that's not Kyle Spica.
That's
I don't know. Someone. What else do you have?
Oh, is it
More show and tell? No.
more show and tell?
I always look at this monitor.
Yeah,
so
I know. Then
sometimes
you get
I
like this, and everybody's like, "Why is he looking over there?"
Turn it off so we look at like the camera more.
So this here is a P68 AT.
I think my mouse is gonna die though. I think my mouse is gonna die, so we are gonna.
Nice pants.
Like my legs too. Yeah. So let's.
Need batteries?
We're just gonna pull this over here.
Okay. This, I don't know what that is. This is though a P68 made by Sheridan. This one is brand new, in the box from Racine, Wisconsin. So you know it's Sheridan. It's got spider webs on it. This one is actually owned by a guy called Bullseye. He owns Tag Paintball in Hollister. It's a field that's been open since 1984, I believe. A guy named Roland Chick. His name was Bullseye. They won several big-time tournaments back in the 80s, or maybe early 90s also. But he's been playing for decades. But this is what a typical setup, well, we don't have an elbow, so I'm just going to, I'd see a lot of people do this. Little 40-round ammo box.
Wait, what is that?
This is an ammo box.
That's not going on there.
No, it would. I bet this, there's the feed neck right there. I'm actually opening this up. No, I'm not. And then here's the air tank. This is a CO2 7-ounce tank that actually came this whole setup. And then here's your manual. That is your manual.
This tank is from 1992.
So yeah.
It's like perfect.
That's when this whole setup, it's brand new, it's never been fired.
Really?
These are Roland's, who owns Tag Paintball.
Why do you have it?
He has it so we can put it up on the wall of the store. I mean, they're great.
Who would buy this if they walk into a paintball store? No one.
Yeah, we get people asking about them all the time.
They're like, oh, that's cool. And they're like, you're like, from 1992, and they're like, oh.
We have to go to M. Carter Brown. M. Carter Brown is a website that you have to have something like this, or they're like, we don't even want to talk to you. If you have batteries,
Damn.
if you have an actual
Batteries.
hopper, yeah, then they're like, no, you're not allowed on here. But yeah, this is a Sheridan P68 AT. Let's see, put that back in, here it goes. But that's how the whole setup came, must wear face and eye protection. So yeah, this is the...
Eye protection is very important for paintball.
Yeah. How many eyeballs do you have? You got 2?
River, you would not buy that. Nah, maybe you would. But most people that go into a paintball store aren't going to buy a gun that's 30 years old.
No. Now this, remember that green one that I showed you, the Splatmaster?
Huge.
This is the Splatmaster Rapide Comp. This thing...
It's like Christmas. Oh my god.
Brand new.
Look at that. It's like pristine.
Yeah. It's
Why do
never been fired.
You have way too much random stuff.
Now the paintballs would go in this tube.
Oh, it's light. I'll give it that. It's
Paintballs would go in this
It's
tube.
like a Tommy gun. It feels like
So this, you'd put, I think, like 8 or 10 paintballs, but you have 4 tubes in this. So you had 8 or 10 paintballs, you slide on here, and it's semi-auto. You just...
Oh yeah, I've seen those before.
Now pull that trigger.
Yeah.
That's a great trigger pull.
Man.
This was high tech. I mean,
You're
this
not
was...
going to shoot that fast.
No. But this thing was like, holy crap, you got one of those? You got a Splatmaster Rapide comp? You're on my team.
Look at that thing. It's got a sling and everything. I don't know why you'd need it though. It doesn't really weigh anything.
Yeah.
It's super light.
It's about like a shocker, and that's with an air tank on it.
But look at this, you got the box and like everything.
Yeah, this is another one from Roland. And again, it's the survival game, not paintball. I wish I had brought the Splatmaster Rapide, which is green, and it's without this, a shorter one of these, without the stock, without the tank. It still had the 12 gram. But the back of it was a really cool, almost a story in picture form. So that's the Splatmaster Rapide. Let's get back to some questions.
Crazy. Your uncle had a camo one?
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
camo.
I'd like to see that.
It's all plastic.
Thoughts on Reball? They hurt like a son of a gun. Reball can be great if you keep them clean, and they're great for teching your marker and make sure.
Yeah.
But it's still not going to chronograph as well as a regular paintball because it's. I mean, if you have a die rotor, it's not going to feed through it at all. If you have a spire like I do, it's going to feed perfectly.
I've seen Zach's question multiple times. CS1 or CSR? They're the same gun. The CSR is just a little bit lighter because it's more milled and comes with the Planet Eclipse FL barrel kit. So essentially they're the same gun. And really, I guess the CSR is better because it comes with a cooler barrel and it's more expensive. So, I don't know. CSR, but they're the same gun, really.
Look, it's Jello. Looking to get some Exalt Free Flex elbow pads. Good choice. They're
like
very,
this.
very
Yeah.
comfortable. How does sizing work? Like pants?
No,
like
no.
shoes?
So Exalt has like a good size chart. They actually have a size chart that says like leg opening and arm opening and stuff. So find the Exalt size chart. It's probably on Exalt's website, and it'll actually give you like wrist, I think, and like bicep measurements. So do that.
What I suggest is going to an actual store.
Yeah, try
I
'em
always
on.
suggest buying at a store for a couple reasons. You're supporting a local place. And now some places, Brad has an online store. Support Brad's online store. He's not some giant corporation like a Walmart.
Or Junior.
Junior's got a great store.
BlackFridayPaintball.com. Or like Jake was saying previously, in Modesto, California,
Yes.
there's also Extreme Paintball store and field.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you go into a store, try them on. 99% of the stores, if it's a good store, they're going to let you try on pretty much everything. Maybe not slider shorts,
No,
but you're going to be able to try on.
you can't try on underwear.
Yeah. You're going to be able to try on arm pads, elbow pads, knee pads, anything like that, and get a fit for them, get a feel for them, and wear them around. I actually tried the Exalt Free Flex on, and I wore them all day long until about from noon until about 6:30. I even went out for my lunch break and wore them
It looked
with
like
a couple
he was
friends of mine.
preparing for a riot.
Yeah, they were comfortable. They weren't too hot. They had plenty of mesh and breathability. I really like them, but I've got some old Empire ones from like 2006 that still haven't completely fallen apart. I wouldn't say boycott A&S gear. I would. I don't have anything against them. They're doing a good job at something. They have to be, or they would not be the biggest paintball company pretty much. But I've heard a lot of bad stories about them. The only thing I don't like is when someone has a local store available to them and they buy it online, whether it's A&S gear or some other nameless, famous place.
That's the future.
Oh yeah, it's the
So,
present.
That is true.
It's the present.
That is true.
We know all too well. We
That is true.
both run paintball stores.
That is true.
But the best way to become a millionaire in paintball, you know what it is? Start out with
YouTube.
$2 million.
Yeah,
That's a Ben Crulin joke.
that's true.
Well, here's another Ben Crulin joke. He made this one up. What'd one garbage man say to the other?
I don't know.
My ambition in life is to retire.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I guess they hate their job.
I don't know.
Paintball old school time.
Oh,
Anybody-
that's not that old.
No, but it's
That's
about 20
not
years
that
old.
That's a cool.
It came out in around 90. It came out before 99.
I'm more curious about this barrel. I want this.
I'm
barrel.
curious about this right here.
This barrel is. Really,
Will it focus?
No, probably
Okay.
not. You got to move it around. If we go like this, it'll focus.
There we go.
Oh, now it loses it because it's got face. This camera has face tracking, so it doesn't like it. It won't focus on things when it can see faces. Anyway.
Well, Brad's store is Predator Paintball here on Watt
Yeah.
Avenue in Sacramento, and this is Predator Marketing, Sacramento, California.
So this paintball store is like, oh my god, like 28 years old or something like that. And this gun was sold here at one point to somebody, but it looks like it's missing all of the internals.
Yeah, Ben's got it.
So like, it's not supposed to look like that. You shouldn't be able to see my face through it. Yeah. This barrel is sweet though. That's a 16-inch
Yeah.
die, ultralight, glued. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with. You can't unscrew that baby. That's a cool barrel though.
Yeah, it's a sweet barrel. This is one of the fastest markers ever made. Like 26 or 27 balls a second. Someone asked KP3 or GOG Ecstasy. I'd pick a KP3.
I hate the ecstasy. It's god awful.
I'm not a big fan of third,
Wonky
second tier
electric
markers.
guns. Yeah, they're
A
wonky.
GOG Ecstasy, what's it cost? $200?
Well, they don't make them.
Yeah,
They haven't
that's
made them
true.
in like 3 years.
I'd
but
get
I
a
think
Proto-
they were
I'd get a Proto
$250.
Rise over it.
Proto Rise is better.
Or if you can afford a mini GS, or some
Airgun.
places still have minis. regular minis. I would. I'd spend the extra $30 to $50 and get a mini GS. It's got an on-off ASA.
$300.
That's worth it right there.
Considerably better.
Now let's see what else we got. We got a Piranha long barrel. This is all brass. This right here.
That's pretty. That looks like something a pirate would use.
Arg. What's a pirate's favorite restaurant?
Arby's?
Arby's.
That was pretty good.
What's a pirate's favorite coffee?
I don't know.
Starbucks.
No, that was lame though.
Yeah, what's a pirate's favorite letter?
R?
No, it's actually Q.
Look at this like cool like weird plumbing equipment.
For it.
Like what?
Completely illegal now.
Yeah, what is...
This is your, Tyler, this is your first marker, or the Piranha is?
That's your first marker.
If this is your first marker, that's awesome.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, the original Mini is history. They're not making it anymore, to my knowledge. They said they weren't, but you never know with paintball companies. But there still are fields and stores that have them online, or actual stores that have Minis. Because everybody's like, oh, I'd rather have a Mini GS for.
But still, the GS is not much better.
Yeah, but yeah, this thing, this is a pump, but it's not very clean. So,
man,
but that is an auto trigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's an old school auto trigger.
It was like handmade.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh, hilarious.
I can't do it left-handed.
Who knows what this is?
Good God. This is old. I seriously can't help it. No one said I was strong.
Jake is the kind of guy that dyes his bead. I don't have a beaded. River, you got to spell right before you make a comment like that. But no, I do dye my beaded red, white, and blue. No, I don't. What kind of paint could you use in the Ether 2? Pretty much any paint on the Ether 2.
Whatever you want.
Most of the markers these days are very easy on paint. You get to $400 or $500 level, you can pretty much shoot almost any paint. I personally wouldn't shoot like Hellfire or GI 5-star, Valken Redemption Pro, just because if you're playing, it's not a Pro Light, but close. It's not a carbine, or carbine, however you want to say it. But it is a Tipppmann. Did anybody say it? I don't see it. It's definitely not an A5. This is way before the A5. This came out,
I don't know what that is.
It's a Tipppmann. It's like a Tipppmann Pro Light. I like these because
that thing's ridiculous.
This one you can't, oh God. So that's how you take the barrel off and everything and get to the breech.
Pro Light.
It has a cyclone feed, so that might be a hint. Brad is struggling. The face when you're trying to pump, it reminds me of constipation.
Dude, it's stiff.
That's what she said.
It's very hard and very old.
It's not the carbine, it's not the Pro Light, it's not the Pro-Am.
Shoulder.
The Pro-Am this is made out of metal, like the Pro-Am was. The Pro Light was made out of polymer. But it has, this might give a little hint too. This is the safety, this is safe, and there's that, and there's that. So I'll give it another couple minutes, see if anybody knows.
I have no idea.
Okay, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's the Tipppmann FA. This is one of the first mass-produced fully auto markers. It's a Tipppmann FA, and it had the cyclone feed. You had to crank this up, and then go. Don't crank it though, because I don't know which way you crank it, and you can. If I knew which way you crank it, then I'd be like, yeah, let's crank it up. It's not a 68. It's not a Tipppmann 68. Oh, it's a blender. These guns were blenders. You had to use like the hardest paint you could. But yeah, the cyclone feed is the only thing that really looks like an A5. A lot of people are saying A5. The body doesn't look like an A5. It's Tipppmann Pro Light, Pro-Am body, Pro Carbine, but it's a Tipppmann FA. Stands for full auto, the factory FA. And that is the selector switch to go from safety, semi, and full auto.
So did you put a hopper on this, or
yeah,
was it just
it's a cyclone feed hopper.
So the normal hopper.
Yeah, just the Tipppmann
size.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you had to wind this up.
Yeah. So
to
you
actually do it. It wasn't air assisted.
So you like crank on the back of here. So there's a spring in there, I imagine, that you're winding up, and then when you shoot, this will rotate and then rotate the arms in there to feed paint into the gun. But there's no way to control probably how fast that goes.
No, there's really not. It's just
kind of like forces paint in there whenever it wants.
It's pretty much soup. But I like someone's comment. It looks like a shotgun with a cup holder. Yes, Jess, it does. That is great. It's a shotgun with a cup holder. But yeah, it's a Tipppmann FA. with, I think, a Tasso barrel. But, let's see.
This is all stuff that I have no idea anything about.
This is one of my favorite guns. We had one similar to this, but it was all black and says gunmetal gray. It was called a Storm. One of the coolest things about this, barrel plug. Just fit right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is pretty
You
innovative.
can't use those anymore either.
No, I hate barrel plugs. I like barrel
You gotta use
sleeves.
barrel covers.
But this would shoot 4 balls a second. And we would all fight to get this marker. Whenever, well, not this exact one, but when we had our field, we had Tipppmann SL68s for rental guns.
When was that? How many years ago was that?
1996 to 97.
Way before I played paintball.
Yeah. So this,
Way before.
this is a good marker.
Not really,
but we would
actually.
all be like, all right, because I didn't own a gun. We just had our field and our rental guns. We had Tipppmann SL68s, a couple of the Tipppmann Pro Lights that are just like that except for without the cyclone feed. And it's not full auto. Stuff like that. We got another one that's a worst gun I've ever shot in my life. That was one of our field guns. But this one right here, we like, oh, hey, we're going to go play. We got to take a break from reffing for one game. We would run to try to get this marker. Just because it was so cool and it was so much more accurate and just pop it. But it was really
looks
fun.
crazy.
It looks awesome. This is a Master. It's a Master. I can't even remember who made it. But yeah. Jake, look up the DT1 Dust Devil loader. I will do that. I will do my best to remember to do that at least.
DT1 Dust Devil.
Yes. That is the Master, Arturo. You're very correct. It's a fantastic little marker for something that's 20 years old or so.
Fantastic compared to what?
Spider. Actually, back in the day, spiders
Victor.
were really a good marker. Everybody wanted to get a spider.
You
You
know
could
what I
not afford an
hated?
automag.
I totally. You know what I always hated is how like some of these guns have like metal triggers, and like when you shoot, man, sometimes the vibration it like hurts your finger. It like stings your finger. It's like and like feels like you get shocked in the hand. I don't like that about some of these old paintball guns.
Well, some of them would kick like you're shooting a real gun too. Let's see. I ask questions on your video. Redhead Nation.
Lone Star Ordnance.
Yes.
Lone
that's
Star
it.
Ordnance in San Antonio, Texas. It is stamped on the side. That's how I know that.
That's where the Alamo is.
It is.
Did you know there is no basement in the Alamo?
That's a joke, and I don't.
It's from Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Well, let's see. Redhead, where to go? Redhead Nation. I ask questions in your videos, and you never answer them. Redhead, ask a question. We'll be watching. Ask a question, and if it's not dirty, we'll try to answer it. If it's dirty, Brad.
I can't answer everything either. I try
No.
to reply to as many comments as I can in YouTube.
It really. I've even been like, okay, man, you know, Brad knows me, and he knows my avatar or whatever. And I've asked this question, like, I've made this comment like 3 times, and he doesn't. But no, it's almost impossible. My favorite pro team, Washington Redskins. Oh, paintball?
No idea.
I don't know. I like the guys from Edmonton Impact. That's the only team I've seen live, and they were really cool.
In person.
In person, yeah. I've met Alex Frazee, super nice guy. Yosh Rao, super nice guy. So I'm always pulling for Dynasty, and I grew up. I mean, when I was first starting, Dynasty was the team, other than Bob Long Ironman and. Well, okay, I'm lying because it was like Paraplegic Turtles and Bob Long
That's a long
Ironman,
time
the
ago.
original Avalanche, Constant Pursuit. Who, hey, give a big shout out to my friend Larry. He's one of the guys from Lockdown Scenarios, and he was on Constant Pursuit back in the day.
Oh.
So yeah, he's a good dude. But the Bob Long Ironman, I mean, and not like the current ones because it's just the Ironman now or. Los Angeles Ironman.
Los Angeles
but,
Ironman.
I mean, back in the day, Paraplegic Turtles were pretty cool because they had a dude with one leg who was running around and hanging with everybody. But I kind of feel that if those teams from back then played today,
They get
they'd
smoked
get
now.
destroyed.
Well, yeah.
Because they'd be like 65.
Yeah. Obviously, paintball players are better now, but I mean, everything gets better. I mean, imagine playing like NFL team from 30 years ago.
Oh. Like the Miami Dolphins that Jake played the flip video. I don't have it.
We tried to play
yeah.
video last time, it didn't work.
I got my phone. I could probably hold it up. Excuse me, my allergies are killing me. But Yeah, the Miami Dolphins, 1972, went undefeated. They would not finish 500. They probably wouldn't win 2 games.
They wouldn't win at all, dude.
They're like, oh, we're the best team ever. Bull crap.
They wouldn't. Yeah, but it's obviously different.
Oh, yeah. It was 1972.
Obviously.
After the football season was over.
Guys were like smoking in the locker room.
Yeah, smoking on
like,
the sidelines. One of the most famous sports pictures ever. The Pittsburgh Pirates. You had Willie Stargell, Dave Parker, those guys sitting there smoking 3 of them smoking cigarettes in the dugout during a game. But not just that. Mickey Mantle, in the offseason, he didn't work out. He sold insurance or sold cars or sold.
They had to.
Yeah, they.
Isn't that crazy though? Mickey Mantle are like some of the most popular baseball players for sure because it goes back so far. Didn't get paid anything. They get like $5,000 a year. They get like average salary.
Can you scroll up and see what Redhead asked? Let's see, because we're gonna.
I'm searching for your questions. I asked a question. You took too long.
Would you sponsor my YouTube paintball channel if I'm not on a big team? No, you got to be on a huge team, and then I'm not going to sponsor you.
Who would sponsor? Dude, I don't get sponsors. I don't know. I mean, I get that makes it sound like I'm like awesome, but I'm saying.
What kind of sponsorship are you asking for? Because I mean.
So let's talk about sponsorship in general. The only way you're getting sponsorship is if whoever's sponsoring you benefits from it. So at some point, these companies are going to want to make money off giving you money or sponsoring you. So it's probably not going to happen. I mean, if I asked, like, companies to give me money or sponsor me, they'd probably say no. So.
And Brad's got 6,000 or 7,000 people who subscribe to his channel.
You might get, I don't know.
You might get free tech mat or something like that. That's what sponsorship is these days.
I didn't get this one free.
Yeah.
I got this because I went to a Shocker RSX tech class, and the tech mat's like this big, and I needed a mouse pad, so I just chopped off a portion of it.
Sponsorship these days is discounts.
Yeah.
Essentially, unless you're Dynasty, Edmonton Impact, and you've got someone who's a millionaire or billionaire buying all your stuff.
That's always nice.
But, I mean, sponsorship back in the day, there were lots of guys who were making $50, $60, $70,000 back in the day. I mean, let's say lots.
There's still some guys. There's probably, like, at this point, 15 to 20 pro guys that get paid. But it's unfortunate because some of the guys who get paid on some teams, there's players on their teams that don't.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird. But there's probably like 15 to 20 guys who get paid to actually play paintball.
Yeah, Ryan Greenspan does.
I don't know.
Well, he gets paid in free trips. That's the dude from NorCal Paintball. Effects 9? Yes, it is.
That is the guy from NorCal Paintball.
Tipppmann Griffin for starters.
NorCal.
Nitroni X. I'm getting my first paintball gun. Is the Tipppmann Griffin. Have you already bought it?
I don't like the Griffin. I think the Griffin's pretty crappy.
I'd get a Cronus.
Yeah, I like Tipppmann. Tipppmann's good, but the Cronus is like $20 more or something, and it's definitely better, the Tipppmann Cronus.
And personally, I'd get the Tipppmann Cronus Tactical. Even though it's the exact same marker, has a couple extra things, like for $10 more.
$20.
Or yeah, $20 more. Mm-hmm. It's like $110, $119. I don't know prices. I make stuff up. But yeah,
like,
yes, that's
like $5.
It's like $1. It costs $1. It's like pocket change. No, but the Tipppmann crossover for $125. Yeah, that's not a bad deal.
Crossover? Crossovers are weird though.
I mean,
for $125, that's good though. But they're an odd paintball gun.
But yeah, I mean, and a Griffin, like this guy, Brad, I will destroy you with a Griffin.
That's David. Yeah. He's crazy.
I had a video. Nobody saw it probably, but I was at Midway Paintball in Vacaville, great field, one of the 3 or 4 places I play more than anything. And I got a video, or I wouldn't even say this because I'm not lying. I shot. It was like 16 on 16, and I shot 15 or 16 of the players. Now they were all
rentals and never played paintball before.
Yeah, and they didn't even have paintball guns.
Well,
and neither did the rest of my team, so I had to be the one who shot them. No, but I was sitting there, and I had my pump, and I mean, I've been playing for 20 years, so it's not hard to shoot a guy who stands behind a bunker and doesn't do anything. But I shot all of them, and got video of it just going down, pop, 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 you're out. The very next game, I said, hey guys, who wants to run up the left tape with me and just go to the back corner and then shoot everybody in the back? A couple of kids were like, we'll do it. So I said, all right, go. So he took off the brake, I take off running, they stopped at the first bunker. I was like, screw it, I'm going. So I go all the way to the second to last bunker because there were a couple kids in there. I don't want to bunker rental players. And I got asthma, so it's hard for me to breathe after I run about 12 feet. But And then a kid with a Tipppmann Griffin shot me in the hand. So, I mean, it's not like you can't shoot anybody with a Tipppmann Griffin.
Yeah, they still shoot paintballs.
Yeah, but I would go with Tipppmann Cronus every single day.
Yeah.
Hammer 7?
For sure more durable.
Hammer 7s are cool.
Yeah, he probably has more experience with Hammer 7s than I do.
I have more experience with an old hammer that was like a pump spider, essentially, made by Kingman back in the day. 486.
Mad cuz, what's with the weird number super chat? What's the deal with Bob Long markers? I don't know. What do you mean, what's the deal? They're kind of going through this weird transition phase where it's not Bob Long, it's Field 1. They should be coming out with, we're hopefully soon, like the next 6 months-ish, I'm imagining, probably closer toward Christmas. They should have the new Force paintball gun. Yeah.
Hey, Nico, I will not stroke my beard. I stroked it, but I will not stroke it.
Stroke it. Stroke your beard.
Stroke it. It's now time for sprockets when we dance.
Is the dye paintball jetpack harness good? Yeah, I like the jetpack. I'm a fan of it. Anyway, Hammer 7s.
Hammer 7s are great.
Talk.
It's been a long day. It's a nice pump marker. It'll shoot first strike rounds. A buddy of mine uses them all the time, and they shoot first strike rounds. And we were at the Cave Nations, and we're standing up there, and about 85 yards. He's like, "Hey, you think I can hit that guy?" I was like, "Try it." He's like, second one hit him at 85, 90 yards.
First strike.
Yeah, not regular paintball.
First strike paintball.
The good thing, the Hammer 7, it was like $80, now it's like $60. I don't think they make it, really.
No, Hammer 7s
it's discontinued.
technically aren't made, but people are still selling them. So.
And you can modify them so much. Not with regular parts, but you can get wood stocks. Check out like Engler, ENGLER Customs.
Customs, yeah.
They do a fantastic job making some beautiful paintball markers that look just like Tommy guns and BARs and all kinds of military markers. It's ridiculous how realistic these things are. But don't carry one out on the street. Don't carry any paintball marker out on the street. Don't do something stupid. You can get shot that way. So.
Plus, it makes us all look bad.
Don't shoot street signs. If you shoot street signs, you're an ass.
Yeah, it goes without saying. Yeah.
And don't come close. Don't shoot animals or people. If you shoot those people, I hope you spend a lot of time in jail. And I'm not joking, even though I'm laughing.
So someone said, what's a good harness for like $100 to $200?
You can get a really good harness for $200.
You can get whatever you want.
You can get 2 or 3 good harnesses.
The most expensive one ever made is like the Carbon SC harness, and that's $130. So I mean, you got $200 to buy a pack. You could buy like any pack you want and a box of 40 pods or something. So.
See, someone asked, what's your thought on Mr. H? I think he's done a great job marketing, building a company, and he's worth a lot more than I'll ever be.
Don't say that. You don't know that.
I could win the lottery.
You don't know what he's worth.
Wise words of Jake. Hashtag
Whoa,
that.
Jen's here.
Hi, Jen.
Shouldn't she be at work? I think you're at work. I tried calling you earlier, Jennifer. You didn't call me back.
Knack Attack, are you from Grass Valley? If you are, you really need to check out the guy's name, Fatal Scenarios, Fatal Paint. They put on scenario games. They're up there from Grass Valley. Bunch of good guys.
Are they all from Grass Valley?
Most of them are from up there. And then like some of the lockdown guys are more spread out. Like Russell Miller, he's from like Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn.
Russell would be a good person to have on here. He knows these markers here. I know most with the names, and I'd be like, oh, this is this. This one's really good. This one's really not. This is really good. This one's not. He can be like, oh, this one has this. This screw here. He is a wealth of knowledge about paintball markers.
Old stuff.
Yeah. And matrices. He knows his stuff about paintball. He's got some awesome niche markers, which are kind of like CCMs, but they're all like, I mean, he's got some that are like $2,500. Jake's Beard wins. Hi, Lone Wolf. Searching for a gun for less than $100. I'd spend an extra $20 and get that Tipppmann Cronus, Nick. But I would, if for under $100, I'd get a used. I'd get a used Tipppmann 98, or get a used Tipppmann 98. You can get those for like $75. I'd get that way over that the Griffin. Talk about pump, Arturo? I can talk about pump.
We've been talking about
We have been talking about pump. I'm not going to talk about pump. Worst rental gun I've ever seen in my life. If anybody knows what this is, I will be shocked.
Why? Why is that the worst rental gun?
It's made out of lead. Literally, it's so soft that all the threads would just strip
Oh,
out.
is it really lead?
I think so.
It can't be made out of
It's some
lead.
soft metal.
It's just really shitty aluminum.
It really
There's
is.
no way it's
heavy.
lead.
It's as heavy as a VM68. And
So why am I holding this if it's made of lead?
Because it's poison.
We're gonna get like
It's got lead and mercury.
I could see that happening.
So just see if anybody
We are
knows.
gonna do
It's
this,
not a
though.
Raptor gun, huh?
Nothing.
Oh,
I don't know. Never mind.
it's not a Raptor. A Raptor's an Eradicator. Both of those are spider
Brass
clones.
Eagle. I have no idea what that thing is.
No, this I'll just tell you because nobody. It's the Edge. We got these. These were our rental gun. We bought like 5 of them. They were like $400 or something
When,
for
like-
5 of them. No,
Back in the day.
these were like $100 back in the day.
Wow, look at that barrel. That's interesting. It's got its own barrel thread.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and they would strip out, and they were just pieces of crap.
Huh.
So that's the Edge. Jake, why you licked it? I did not lick it. I acted like I was going to bite it because I said that it was lead and had mercury in it. So I just went.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blues Crew, and Fox's Den. Blues Crew, that's at EMR, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fox's Den. Where's
Box Den. I don't know. No idea.
Zap? It's not Zap. $24 a seat, but you only need the edge. I only need the edge of your seat.
No idea.
I might
Anyway,
have missed something up there.
so we've been doing this for, roughly an hour, and seeing as I have not been home since 9 a.m., if anyone speaks sign language, I think that I want to go home now.
Got one more thing to show.
But Ben's, not Ben, that's his brother. Jake's going to show off
This is
another cool paintball gun
This is the size.
before we do this leaving thing.
This is about the size of a high-end paintball
I feel like
marker
I'm going to get poked in the eye.
back in the day. This,
I got one of those.
yeah, I've got one of these. I love this gun.
Not with that 114 on it, though.
No.
Look at this tank. Look at that tank,
It's
guys.
ginormous. This, people should know what this is. Where was I last weekend, John? I was at AFPL. How about you, John? Were you at AFPL? I was at AFPL. Real fast, AFPL was, it's Almost Famous Paintball League. They've got 5-man, they got this deal 5-man red zone, which red zone, or 3-man red zone. Red zone is ridiculously fast-paced and crazy hectic. That's where that flip video came from, was from AFPL tournament. If you play tournament ball, check out AFPL. It's a really good deal. They've got media there. They have photographers all over the field taking photos, videos. They live stream their stuff.
Yeah, they do live stream on
They do a
Facebook.
fantastic job. I meant to mention you guys earlier, John. It's just has gone by so fast I didn't realize the time. Shocker 4x4, that's exactly right. This is one of the most accurate paintball
I got a
guns I've ever
Shocker
shot.
Sport. Shocker Sport.
Shocker.
No, don't do that.
Well, that's for this. But these things are super heavy. They're called the brick. Shocker is what most people call them.
Shoebox.
Or brick and shoebox. Most people call them, shoebox. But it feels like a brick. There's a macro line that's supposed to go here
It's got
that I
a
don't
monster tank.
And then
Look
the
at that
tank.
Monster ass friggin' tank.
have. This is as heavy as like a new Shocker and a tank. The new Shocker RS. Hey, no problem, John. I'm more than happy to. Seriously, AFPL, they do a fantastic job. I'm not huge into tournament paintball, but I was talking to a buddy of mine, Michael Maldonado, who everybody called Pineapple. He played for Cat Factory team back in the day. And I was like, man, he's going to be taking up a Bob Long VCOM for me to get fixed at Super Game because I don't work on paintball markers.
Look at that drop forward.
Giant.
I'm
And
more like-
so I was like, I want to get back into start playing some speedball.
Crazy
So-
about the drop forward on this bad
Now,
boy.
Omar, this reminds you of a 4x4 Shocker.
Sam,
It's essentially the same thing. They look exactly like the 4x4 and the Select Fire are similar. There's some differences, but yeah. Yeah. Either 2 or X 2.0. But yeah.
Old Shocker.
I love the Shockers, and personally, I love smart parts.
The brass trigger shoe is actually kind of sweet
Yeah.
on this. This is like the real one.
Yeah.
This is like the original shocker. I have a Sport. It's a lot newer than this.
I've got one that is Eclipse splashed before Planet Eclipse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before Planet Eclipse, it was just Eclipse, and they anodized parts and made kind of like Exalt does, making aftermarket parts and stuff like that to improve the performance of your markers. And then they started doing that really well. They're like, hey, let's go ahead and start making our own. Yeah, this thing you would hold like this.
I don't know why though. That's when drop fours were popular.
Oh, these were.
I mean, I'll give
popular.
you that. Like, you got to put like this huge tank on there and stuff, but like, it's fucking ridiculous.
But see, if you put it back just right underneath the handle, and see how long that would be.
Yeah, sure. That's like friggin' perfect.
Yeah, for you. You're like Mr. Spaghetti Arms.
Whatever. You have long arms too.
I do.
Just normal humans, this is fine for. But drop forwards were like the thing for a while, and I don't know why, but this thing is ridiculous. Like, look at this goes like, that doesn't go
Actually, this
there,
goes
I
on
know.
here, but
It goes like this is really what it was.
this is a cap drop forward.
It's the drop zone 2, to be specific.
But I do love Smart Parts. Even through all the lawsuits, I thought Smart Parts made just amazing products.
I don't care that they sued people because, you know, they have IP and intellectual property and patents and copyrights and everyone was using them, so I'd sue people too.
It's like when people bitch about GI for suing.
I'd sue them too.
Valken. If they were infringing on my trademark, if you made a shoe that had a check mark instead of a swoosh, Nike would be all over your ass.
Word.
And they should be.
And I get this is because you love paintball and like you don't want to see paintball companies get damaged, but man, I talked about this before.
And I love Valken paint.
Everyone's suing
It's the most
everyone in all these
consistent,
other
but-
industries, so.
Yeah, so this, though, is the All-American barrel, which is... The All-American barrel, I will say till I die, is the best barrel ever made. Because it's America. There you go. Who was that was saying yelled America?
So this is like original shocker thread too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's old school.
Shocker thread. Yeah.
So,
Anyway, guys, that is, yeah, I think enough old paintball gun talk for this evening. I'm gonna go eat some sort of burrito, I think.
what you'll have to do sometime after Ben gets out of school, because he's in class until... I think the end of this month, you need to have him come up here with some of his old stuff. I mean, this is his stuff.
Funny.
But he can really explain what it is. And if you've never met Ben Krulin,
Ben's awesome.
he's the best guy I know.
Best, really.
He's even better than you, Lane.
Top 5? Top 6.
Well, Bobby's top 3, and that's his wife. So
Your top 3rd brother?
Bobby's top 2 or 3. He's at least my second best brother. I've only got one, but yeah. So, but I appreciate everybody who I texted and Facebooked and everything saying, hey, come check us out. Make sure you subscribe to Brad's channel. It's my favorite YouTube channel. I like it better than my YouTube channel, which is Jake from NorCal.
Jake, yeah, you can find Jake. Jake, we've posted. Oh, that's
many times.
So you can also. I know that Matt was helping out and posting. There's Jake's YouTube channel. Find that, but I want to go home.
So do I. I got like an hour drive.
Yeah, Jake's got to drive far. So, dudes, thanks for coming. Definitely always appreciative. Come back Tuesday. I'll be here at least on Tuesday to talk about more paintball stuff and I don't know, just do live streams or Monday. Make sure Monday for Paintball Ruin My Week.
And then Wednesday,
paintball question time. I feel like we should have just ended it there.
Okay, let's do it. What's on Wednesday? Wait, what's Friday?
Nothing.
Paintball, nothing.
Well, just whatever. Nothing specific. So, guys, thank you for coming, and we will at some point